Arsenal transfer news and everything you guys need to know. It's another morning stream. Shout out to the people watching right now. And if you're watching on the playback, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know what you think about the topics that we're going to be discussing today.
That's just my opinion, though.
I think he's going to be getting. I agree with Noah. I think he's going to be getting
120, 160. Yeah.
Let's be honest. He's going to be getting less than 200, and he's going to be getting more than 120. So he's going to be quadrupling his wages. Right now, he's on 30K a week.
I can't believe he's on 30 still, bro. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Can you imagine he'd have to get a very good signing bonus as well.
100%.
Like there'd have to be something they negotiate in there as well.
100%. And also, just to let you know, Real Madrid were scouting Bukayo Saka, right? And they were really interested in Bukayo Saka.
But why would they go for him when they've got like Rodrigo
they view him as a better player than Asensio, obviously. So he would start over Asensio anyways.
Well, he's better than Asensio.
So what happened was their scouts came to Arsenal to scout Bukayo Saka, and they came back with Kieran Tierney as a possible Marcelo upgrade. They view Kieran Tierney as an upgrade to
What about Mendy? They got Mendy.
They don't care about Mendy. They view Kieran Tierney as a better player than Mendy. And they would be willing to put 50 million on the table for Kieran Tierney at this moment.
He's worth more than that.
They would be willing to put 50 million on the table for Kieran Tierney. Now, if you don't know, the question in the chat the whole day has been, would you accept 50 million bid for Kieran Tierney? Now, my whole thing on the Kieran Tierney thing is, I personally think Kieran Tierney 50 million sounds about right, but the ability of the player is not the question. You can find somebody who's just as good as Kieran Tierney ability-wise, in my opinion. It's about his mentality. It's about his intangibles, the things that you cannot buy, which is work rate, which is leadership qualities, which is the mentality.
Heart and desire, bro. He was the first player that came to Arsenal that changed us.
Personality. Say it again?
I said he was the first player that came to Arsenal, and every Arsenal fan related to his passion and his identity, like who he was, because you just felt straight away that he loved this club like he loves his like he loves Celtic. So, even when Tierney's having a bad game, I think it just like Saka, they have bad games, and I think because we hold them at such a high regard, a bad game for them is probably like an average for someone else. I don't see Tierney going. But if you're going to put a price on it, you see people like Ben Chilwell or whatever went for 50 mil. So to me, Tierney's worth fucking way more than that. So I wouldn't sell Tierney. I think we're keeping Nuno's a great backup left back as well for 7 mil. I think we're set and cool in that department. And for me, he's the next Arsenal captain.
Interesting. By the way, just to let you guys know, Kieran Tierney did score his first international goal for Scotland.
Did he?
Yeah, what game was it? They drew 1-1 versus Poland, I think, and he scored his first international goal. Big up to Kieran Tierney for that. Some people are saying Kieran Tierney is the captain, 60 million minimum. Kieran Tierney is too inconsistent, too consistent. My bad.
He's too consistent. Yeah.
So we're literally starting our growth of a club, and he's our captain, not selling him at all. Real Madrid already ruined Bale's career. Now they want Kieran Tierney's, should stay. Now, hear me out. 50 million, Kieran Tierney. Can we replace Kieran Tierney for less than 50 million?
No.
I think ability-wise you can.
I don't think so.
I just think the intangibles are impossible to find.
Great header. I just watched the replay. Great header by Tierney.
I think it's impossible to find the intangibles. But as ability-wise, I don't think it's hard to replace Kieran Tierney. It's just the intangibles. you guys are valuing his intangibles more than his actual ability. Let's be honest here.
But that's a lot in football. People don't realize that you can have the biggest talent in the world like Pepe, but if you don't have those intangibles, you're nothing. If you don't have that passion, heart, desire, consistency, then you aren't a footballer. You're just the guy that shows up half the time. And I don't want that. I want the guy that shows up week in, week out. Why do you think people like Bukayo Saka? He loves this club and he shows up week in, week out. Same with Tierney. Same with Ramsdale since he signed. That's why people love him. It's the passion, the fact that he shows up in big moments as well. And it's someone you can rely on. We haven't had players that we can rely on in such a long time. We used to watch people run it out of defense, and I used to just think, fuck, we're just going to concede now. I don't have that feeling as much anymore. Obviously, there's still that nightmare of it happening, but you don't feel that anymore. And that's because we've got people like him in this team.
By the way, Spencer is a right back, not a left back. Someone here has said Nuno has better ability than Kieran Tierney. Nuno has higher potential than Kieran Tierney, but Kieran Tierney has the mentality, which is a lot in football. As you hear here, Thierry Henry says the mentality and the intangibles are
That's
a
what I'm
lot
talking about, Thierry.
in football. I completely hear that.
To me, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like the talent, Pepe, you can see is the most talented in the team, but this isn't there. The heart isn't there when he plays for us. And that's the biggest thing. And that's why he won't be starting for us.
Okay. Let's talk about another player now. Just before this topic, Cody Gakpo. If you guys don't know who this is, he is the PSV Eindhoven left winger slash forward. Do we need another profile like that? First of all, do we need another left winger? Or do you think we have enough left wingers in the team?
Well, if we're going to get rid of Pepe, you got Emil and then you got no one else on the bench, really. So we probably do. Like I said to you, if we're going to get rid of Pepe, we should be looking at whether it's Guapo or Dembele or Serge Gnabry. There's a whole list of players we can go and look for. I think Guapo is like that high risk, but his statistics obviously are great. But I think statistics and then adjusting to the Premier League is a whole separate kettle of fish.
I think the thing with Guapo for me is I'm hearing 40 million euros. That doesn't sound like a lot of money for Arsenal at this moment in time. If we're going to be getting a player, is that enough? Is that too much? Is that too little? What do you think?
I don't think 40 million is anything in this current market. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we've signed Xhaka and what do you call it, Mustafi for like 35, 40 million and stuff. So that's not. It's just the normal price now, I think, for a player. Especially, he's young. The talent seems to be there. I haven't seen too much of him. But if you're going to take a chance, that's why we should have good negotiators. Instead of paying 40, pay 30, take the risk. And yeah, if you can sell Pepe for 30 and then you go and sign a young prospect that fits our system and fits what we want to do, stats are there as well, and we pay an extra 10 mil on top of that, then it's not really a risk at all.
Someone's saying we need a right winger instead. We got that's 28 million pounds. Really? No way. 40 million euros.
If it's euros. Yeah,
I think it's 38 million. I think it's 38 million. I think he's missing. I think he's missing a digit there. Stick with the player profile. Jonathan David or Isaac would be perfect. Honestly, bro, I think we've gone away from the Isaac. I
think he's talking about taking over Firmino. Aren't you not, Hussam?
No, I think he's talking about Arsenal.
40 mil is the new 20 mil. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm saying. It literally is.
40 million is the new 20 million.
Bro, if you're signing Harry Maguire for fucking 80 million, man, come on. That transfer just diluted anything that'll happen in football ever again. That was ridiculous.
So for anybody who doesn't know who Gakpo is, have you seen anything of him? I'll tell you right now, he is PSV Eindhoven. They compare him to three players who are very different. They say he has the goal scoring ability of Memphis Depay, right? But they also say he has the technical ability of a what do you call it? What's that? Dimitri Payet. They say he has the technical ability of a Dimitri Payet. So that is a very high praise. Very, very high praise to compare him to Dimitri Payet and Memphis Depay. But realistically, until I see him in the Arsenal system and I see him in the Premier League, and if he can match the physicality and everything else, I'm going to question the signing. I'm going to question if Cody would be good enough to slot straight in a Premier League squad. At this moment in time, PSV Eindhoven, remember, the last guy that they sold, They sold him for close to around 40 million, which was what was the guy? What was the Mexican player again? Lazario or something like that they had?
No,
PSV had this guy named Lazario. Now they sold him, and they're trying to get the similar amount of money for this
PSV
guy.
are very good at selling players, and I think their development system there is great. So.
He's 22 years old too, so he has a lot of room to grow as a youngster. He's still very young, has a lot of room to grow. I don't question the signing at all. I think.
So is he primarily a winger or a striker?
He is primarily a left winger who can also play as a striker.
Oh, Lozano, the one that went to Napoli.
Yes.
Yes. Michael said it in chat.
Yeah, Lozano, the one that went to Napoli. So yeah, he is he's a left attacking midfielder who plays majority of his games on the left attacking midfield slot, but he can also play as a right winger, and he has played as a striker this season at certain times. Currently this season, he is having a really good season, 16 goals in all comps, 15 assists. Okay. That is outstandingly well. 16 and 15. But remember, we've had Hakim Ziyech, we've had we've had a lot of players come from that league.
Ziyech is a good player. I think Ziyech has
performed well. The adjustment to come from this, but the adjustment to come from that league, the Dutch league, to come to the Premier League is a big adjustment, my guy. It's a big step. You get what I'm saying? The step.
No, I know what you're saying. I think from any league to come to the Premier League, like I think it's just as the individual person, it changes like who develops and stuff.
Okay. And then anyways, that's enough for today, guys. Big up to everybody watching. Appreciate. Dude T's been with us the whole time. Henri's been with us the whole time. George has been in the house the whole time. Big up, George. What do you call it? Pate has been beasting. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we're gonna be out of here, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to subscribe to all the content. Always stay locked on EGTV as always. And you already know what it is, guys. We're out.